in the book of 2 Corinthians 6:14. You want to read that for us, verse 14 for us?
Okay. It says, "Do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with lawlessness? And what communion has light with darkness?"
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells us, don't be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Okay? So on your handout, number 3, equally yoked is not just being of the same faith.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. It's being of the same system by which a covenant marriage works. Okay? The same system by which a covenant marriage works. What makes two people unequally yoked? Yes, there is the faith factor.
Right.
Okay, but what makes two people unequally yoked is it's the unbelief system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so what happens is, if you don't have the system of God working in your marriage,
Wow.
because most people have, here it is, the system of their upbringing
Mm-hmm.
working in their marriage. In other words, how mom and them raised them,
Right.
whether they had a mom and a dad in the house or they only had grandma in the house, they learned a system way of living from their upbringing. And if that system is not taken out
Mm-hmm.
and God's system put in, what will happen is you will have two people living off two systems that are flawed and will never work together, and it will always keep you unequally yoked.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know what? It brings to my mind, you had preached it, I think, like years ago. And, you were saying, say, for instance, you're listening to some teaching or, something from someone, and, it's good, but, some of it is not so good.
Right.
And so, and he told us years ago, he was like, eat the meat, throw away the bones.
Right.
Well, that brought back to my mind, our upbringing.
Yes.
Our parents, they done the best they could. They done what they knew.
Yes.
And so we're not saying that, everything that, you was brought up with was wrong,
Yes,
and
good.
that, you should not use it or
Right.
anything like
Right.
that. No, you're going to take the good
Yes.
from what you got from your upbringing. And then the part that is not of God's kingdom, then that's what you're going to discard. And you're
Yes.
going to say, God,
Yes.
replace that with your way.
Yes.
And that way, the good that you learn from your upbringing can be enhanced with the spiritual impact of what God,
Yes.
God's word says.
Yes.
And that is what will bring the two, husband and wife, together. And so I was thinking about singles. This is perfect for you to be hearing right now.
Yes.
Because now you have time to reflect
Mhm.
on how was I brought up.
Mhm.
I'm in the place I'm in right now. Why? Because, I was brought up in a way that, maybe wasn't a godly way of thinking. So now I have the opportunity to get those things taken care of before I bring them into a marriage. So you can be steps ahead, before you even get into marriage.
Yes.
And that's what's going to give you a blessed and awesome marriage when you do.
Yes. So come, put the joy back in your relationships, whether you are married or single, at the Joy of Marriage Consulting Conference.